Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, the strong style nerd, strong style cinephile. So what I'm not going to do is a deep dive type of recap of the episode. There's been it's been a couple days. There's plenty of other ones out there. I just kind of wanted to deal with some of the stuff that happened on the show and kind of where we are at right now, or where we are possibly going. So the main plot of the show dealt with Ralph finally finding Sue Dearborn, who he's been trying to find for months now. Who, of course, in the comics we know eventually becomes Sue Dibney, one of the best comic book relationships DC had going for a good while. Of course, some other shenanigans happened to her, but that's neither here nor there. I doubt we would ever get that on the CW on The Flash, thankfully. But her introduction and the fact that I think she had good chemistry with the actor. I know some people on some of the message boards I go to have said that they preferred the chemistry he had with the Fiddler when she was on the show in that terrible Thinker season. I think it was good enough with Miss Dreyfus, and it was different, the fact that it was a surprise rather that they had her kind of start off like damsel in distress needing to be saved by our old-fashioned silver agey kind of Ralph. Turns out she was playing him the entire time, and is actually when she was trying to steal a ledger to kind of barter for her freedom and that sort of thing from this dude that was trying to kill her, she was actually just trying to steal a large diamond that he had in a safe deposit box that had the black hole logo on it. Now, remains to be seen who she is. Some people are speculating that maybe she's like an agent of some kind. I mean, this season's going to deal with shadowy organizations like black holes. So maybe there's a shadowy organization on the side of the Angels that's trying to stop them, and that's who Sue represents. Clearly, her parents don't know she's this, super well-trained agent, and maybe nobody else, nobody knows. And she just has this cover story going for her. Remains to be seen how things go. They just kind of left it there with Ralph being disappointed at getting played, and Sue saying game on when she saw the logo on this diamond. I'm assuming that the diamond maybe unlocks some other kind of secrets, or maybe it's some sort of drive or some sort of storage device that has information on it that concerns a black hole. We'll see how that goes. As I said, dug the chemistry between them, kind of interested to see where it goes. It's not a will they, won't they situation. We know they will. It's just a matter of how we get from point A to point B. And she goes from Sue Dearborn to Sue Dibney. Another storyline going for the episode is Iris getting trapped in Ventara. World Behind the Mirrors. If you ever watched Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. If you didn't, I'm of course making a joke of Eva McCullough, inhabiting this mirror world where everything is backwards, but apparently she's the only one that's there. So I'm wondering kind of how the fake Iris got out in the first place. Of course, it was particle accelerator shenanigans that blew Eva into the mirror, and she's had to watch as her husband grieved and then moved on from her, which has been heartbreaking for her as she's been stuck in this mirror world that she and Iris now inhabit. And then we see, for whatever reason, she has control over the mirror, some semblance of control. You could almost say she's a mirror master. But it'll be interesting to see how they in fact get out. Some people are kind of knocking the fact that this strong development for Iris, character development post-crisis, where she's more assertive, more kind of depending upon herself, not trying to be a damsel in distress, kind of it might cut it off at the knees, the fact that some of these, the standout episode where she kind of put out there that, hey, I can't live my life expecting you to die, to bury, it kind of gets wasted. Potential of that gets wasted, the development of that gets wasted because it was just the fake Iris that was saying all that, going through all that. So kind of wondering how they're going to resolve that when the time comes. And I'm kind of wondering if they're going to give some kind of out for the head of Black Hole Carver to kind of turn the corner and 180 and be a good guy, because in light of his wife, eventually returning, we know that she will. So maybe he did all what he did, or he fell down this hole because he was so grief-stricken over the fact that he lost her, and wondering if they're going to give him an out, since they like, you know, bad guys just getting away with it like they did with Thinker's wife. And that season, God, that was so stupid. The fact that she was complicit in all that, complicit in killing people, and then she just got to walk away happy ending. That was stupid. So much of that season was just dumb. So dumb. But it remains to be seen how that plays out. And then, of course, you have Barry working with Joe and finding out that there is might be some guys in CCPD that are on the take working for Black Hole, covering up Black Hole-related crimes, murders, and such. We had a reappearance of Ultraviolet. That was one of the big negatives I had for the episode. That fight that they had, it was just super, and I guess maybe if you look at it under the goggles of it's supposed to be super cheesy, like The Flash is like a silver agey, gee golly willikers type of show. For the most part, they have their moments of kind of serious, dark kind of stuff, but for the most part, it's gee golly willikers, silver age kind of stuff. So if you look at it through that lens, the fight between Ultraviolet and Sue was okay. It was just cheesy as all get out, but if you look at it through, like, hey, if you're gonna bust out, you know, martial arty stuff, then do better martial arty stuff than what they did. I've seen plenty of, you know, indie martial arts shorts that just greatly eclipsed what they attempted to do on that show. So they just needed to do better on that part. We have Nash Wells rooting around in the Starchives, and he actually has the Journal of HR. Kind of interested in what he's going to do with that. We see that he's seeing visions of, not HR, Harry. He's seeing visions maybe of Harry, and we don't know where that's going, if he's actually there, or if he's just a figment of his imagination, maybe some side effect of the fact that he's the only Wells remaining after the crisis, where all of them have been smushed together. But then, of course, we know the multiverse has been reconstituted. Our heroes on Earth Prime don't know, but we know it's there. So kind of, it's not a case of all the personalities being smashed into one, or maybe the remnants of the different Harrys being smashed into one, because we know that there are other Earths, so there are possibly other Harrys. So I'm kind of wondering, is he really there? Is this a reverse Flash ploy? Is he coming back causing some shenanigans? Is Nash Wells actually reverse Flash? Remains to be seen how that goes, how that plays out. Interesting. And it's kind of hard at this point to find interesting stuff for Tom Cavanaugh to do. And I'm kind of wondering, honestly, if, I mean, we already know we're not going to get any new Welleses for the next season, if the time has come for Tom Cavanaugh, much as we love the guy. Much like Jesse L. Martin for the show, he's the salt of the earth, great actor, just brought a whole lot to the show. If it's time for him to just move on so we can get out of some of the formulaic stuff we tend to do with Wells's and try something new, go off into new territory, chart new courses for the show. That's my thing. And what I wanted most of all coming out of Crisis was these shows that have been stale and formulaic to, you know, be not afraid to try something new, to go in different directions, use the Crisis to really change up what you're doing on your show. And like I said, I mean, Cisco's gone for a handful of episodes. He's going to come back, much to my annoyance. I would have rather him just ride off into the sunset. He's been there from the beginning. The show's cast is bloated as can be. Let him move on. Let Tom Cavanaugh move on. Let Caitlin's, you know, Daniel Panabaker move on. Just keep it Barry, Iris, Joe, and then as the core, and then just kind of move around other chess pieces for like a season or two, or, you know, just don't let anybody overstay their welcome, which is what I think the Arrowverse as a whole tends to do. When they like an actor, when they like a character, they just find excuses to keep it around, i.e. Malcolm Merlyn on Arrow, Charlie on Legends of Tomorrow, using the actress who played Amaya. I mean, we all know that they liked her, so they found a reason to keep her around. Like, just why? That's stupid. I mean, you can't keep everybody forever, and if it's hindering your narrative, why do it? That's my thing, that's my issue. Overall, it's an okay episode. I didn't find myself as bored as I have been with most of the Flash episodes this season. I felt they were treading water till Crisis, and I felt no draw to the episodes, other than the fact that I'm just waiting for Crisis to happen. Coming out of Crisis, it's been okay. Still waiting for them to just, I don't know, just grab me, to make me actually want to watch the episodes, really look forward to the episodes. outside of needing to watch them at some point to then talk about them like I'm doing now. Will that change? Remains to be seen. We'll see how it goes. We got our standard Grodd episode next week. Looking forward to that. Always love Grodd. So we'll see how things go, how things develop with Iris stuck in Ventara and Joe and Barry looking at this mystery. Ralph and whatever happens between him and Sue and their pursuit of, well, Sue's pursuit of Black Hole and Ralph's pursuit of Sue. And Nash and whatever journey, whatever story is going on with him, and is there some Thawnness going on? Remains to be seen. Anyway, those are my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Follow me on social media, that's flashing up on the screen. Got CWF this weekend, looking forward to it. It's at a church in Greenville, Texas. So I was excited to get out to churches in front of the church members, the youth, mostly when we do those things, and just to try to give them a good show and just give them a good message, reach them, change some lives, that sort of thing. Meantime, let us geek.